I'm going to do special right triangles. Special right triangles. So here, first one we have here is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So that means 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 90 degrees. Here's your 90-degree angle. Those are both 45 degrees. Okay? What's so special about that right triangle? Okay? So it only works for this triangle, but if this is a 45, 45, 90-degree triangle, these two are legs. It's a right triangle, that's your hypotenuse. We're going to call this side x. If that's 45 degrees and that's 45 degrees, we got two angles that are the same in a triangle. It's called, base angles. That means that side and that side are the same length. Isosceles. So these two sides are the same length. That means if you use the Pythagorean theorem, x squared plus x squared equals this side squared. And you're going to get x times the square root of 2. That will always work for a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Always! Now let's take that and apply it to here. Is this a 45, 45, 90? Yes. Well, if these two sides have to be the same length, if it's a 45, 45, 90, if these two sides are 4, that side's going to be, according to this, it's going to be 4 root 2 units. What about this one? This one, is it a 45, 45? Yes, it's a 45, 45, 90. Then we can, this applies. 7, 7. This hypotenuse would be 7 times root 2 meters. What about this one? Ooh, they just took this triangle and rotated it. So take that orientation and orientate it the same way as this one is. It's going to be a lot easier for you. If that's 12 and that's, it's 45, 45, 90, so that'll work. So that means this side is going to be 12 times the square root of 2 units. That one should be units. How about this one? This one. This is a 45, 40. Wait a minute. That's 90, that's 45. They don't give us the, we know the triangle sum conjecture. In a triangle, these three angles have to add up to 180. So 180 minus 45 minus 90 is 45. All right, now it's a 45. Now we know it's a 45, 45, 90. Now we can apply that information. So we can say, if that's 19 root 2, that means this is going to be 19 units, and that's also 19 units. Boom. This times root 2 gives us that. What about this one? Is this a 45? Oh, man. That's 90, 45, 40. That's going to have to be 45. Now it's a 90. So it's a 45, 45, 90. We can apply this. If that's 26 root 2, then this is going to be 26 centimeters. And that's 26 centimeters. Nice. Then we do this one. Is this, they took this angle, this triangle, and they rotate it. So it's still, wait, is that 90? It doesn't say 90. So how do you, yes, these three angles have to add up to 180. So this would have to be 90. So yes, this will work. It's a 45, 45, 90. So is this, 45, 45, 90. Now, we have to say, 18 is equivalent to what side? Oh, this one's not so easy. 18 is equivalent. 18 matches up with x root 2. Now we have to do some work. side 18 matches up with x root 2. 18 matches up with x root 2. We have to solve for x. So there's your equation. We have to solve. X is right there. It's in the numerator right where we want it. So square root of 2, we have to get that to the other side. We have to divide both sides by that. Those cancel and we get X equals 18 divided by square root of 2. Done! No, we're not, because that's not rational. That's not simplified. It's not simplified. Well, we cannot have a rational, cannot have a radical in the denominator. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. Square root of 9 times the square root of 9 is 9. Square root of 27 times the square root of 27 is 27. Square root of 56 times square root of 56, 56. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. Now is it simplified? Oh. The 2 goes under there once, 2 goes under there 9 times 9 root 2. So that's simplified. If that's 18, what's the length of these two sides? It's 9 root 2. Units and 9 root 2 units. Done. Okay. What if you had, I'll give you another one. What if you have, this is a 4590. That's going to have to be 45. And think it, I want you to think of any number you want between 25 and 27. Any number, any integer between 25 and 27. Sounds great. 26. At any kind of units, whether it be meters or meters or meters or even meters. Pick one of those. Any one of those. Meters sounds great. What's the length of these two sides? Wait a minute. So we have to take this. Is it a 45, 45, 9? Yep. It is. Have to take this, orient that. So this side matches up with x root 2. 26 matches up with x root 2. Good thing you're going to memorize that. Good thing you're going to put that in your notebook. Put this in your notebook. Now you have to solve for x. So root 2, root 2, root 2, 26 root 2 over 2, 13 root 2. So these two sides are each 13 root 2 meters. 13 root 2 meters. Done. Okay. That's one special right triangle. Okay, this says special right triangle. No, it says special right triangle. Got it. Plural. So here's your second one that you're going to memorize. Okay, this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. And if that's 45, 45, 90, it has to be an isosceles triangle because if the base angles are congruent, the opposite sides are congruent. This has to be an isosceles right triangle. It's a right triangle, it's isosceles. So if it's isosceles, not necessarily. If it's a right triangle, not necessarily. If it's isosceles and right, if it's isosceles right triangle, then this has to be a 45, 45, 90. What about this one? After the earthquake. Okay, a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Here's a triangle with angles of 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. Okay. The special thing about this triangle, find the angle with 30 degrees, find the side opposite that. We're gonna label that. What's that thing that Fonzie says? Hey! This old TV show from the 1970s. If that side is A, this hypotenuse, the side opposite the 90 degrees, that's the hypotenuse. This is twice that length, 2A. If that's A, this is going to be 2A. What's this leg going to be? This leg is the shortest leg. We know this because in the past, if that's the smallest angle is opposite the smallest side. The biggest angle is opposite the biggest side. That's your biggest side. That's your smallest side. So this one's going to be in the middle. Okay. This one is going to be A times square root of 3. Did he say square root of 2? Nope. He said square root of 3. A root 3. This you're going to memorize. Put in your notes. 30, 60, 90 triangle. This is going to apply to a lot of different things. Okay. Let's take that and put it into brackets. Brackets. Find these other sides. Here's a 30, 60, 90. Yes, it is. Find a 30-degree angle. That side's going to be A. Okay. If that's 12, what's this side? It's going to be twice that. Here's your 30, 60, 90. Rotate. Whoops. Flip it. There we go. If that's A, that side's twice that. So it's 24 meters. If that's 12, this side's going to be A root 3, so that's going to be 12 times square root of 3 meters. What about this one? It's a 36, wait, is that 90? Yes, three angles have to add up to 90, so yes, sorry, these three angles have to add up to 180. So that will be 90. Now it's a 30, 60, 90, so I'm going to rotate this. It's going to look like that. Here's your 30-degree angle. Oh, we can't do anything. There's no lengths of sides. Oh, can't do it. So let's say this is, give me any length you want. Give me a any number between 50 and 50, any even number between 50 and 53. That sounds great. I read your mind. Give me units. It could be inches or inches or inches, inches, or maybe even inches. Pick one of those. Inches sounds great. So if that's 52 inches, find that length and find that length. Okay, so take your 30, 60, we have to orient this, flip it over. There it is. This side matches with 2A. So if 52 is equal to 2A, 52 equals 2A, divide both sides by 2, that's going to be 26 inches. If that's your A, this long leg is going to be this times square root of 3. 26 times square root of 3 inches. Boom. How about this one? Excuse me. Is this a 30, 60, 90? Yep, that'll have to be 30 degrees. Nice. Find the lengths of the sides. So we have to take this triangle, flip, there we go, flip it over. Now it matches. This side matches up with 2A. So 30 is equal to 2A. Divide both sides by 2. And A is equal to 15. This side's going to be 15 units. And this long leg is going to be A times square root of 3. 15 times square root of 3 units. Boom. All right, with this one right here. If this is 30, 60, that's 90, that's 60. Is that 30? Yes, that's going to have to be 30 by the triangle sum conjecture. These triangles have to add up to 180. That's going to be 30. So this side right here matches up with, this side matches up with 2A. 2A matches up with 4 root 3. 2A matches up with 4 root 3. We have to solve for A. So divide both sides by 2. 2 is in there once, 2 is in there twice. 2 root 3. So if that's 4 root 3, this length is half of that, which is 2 root 3 units. units. And, come on, babies. If that's 2 root 3 units, that's 2 root 3. This one's a root 3. So you have to take this and multiply it by root 3 to get that length. 2 root 3. 2 root 3. And you have to multiply it by root 3. Multiply that by root 3 and get your answer. So outside times outside, there's an invisible 1 right there. Inside times inside. 2 times 1 is 2. Square root of 3 times square root of 3. Square root of 56 times square root of 56 is 56. Square root of 47 times square root of 47, 47. Square root of 18 times square root of 18, 18. Square root of 3 times square root of 3, 3. 2 times 3 is 6. This length is going to be 6 units. Boom, look at that. Looking on the back. Ooh. Here's the back side. Here, find the lengths of the other side. So we don't have enough information. Can't do it. Can't do it. You'd need more information. So let's say if that's 60 degrees. Now do we have? Yep, now we do. That's 30, that's 60. Now we have enough information to say these 3 angles have to add up to 180. And we can prove if that's 30 and that's 60, that has to be 90. Now we got a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Like that. The side we know is 18. That matches up with 2A. This side is going to be the side opposite 30. That's going to be half of the hypotenuse. 9 meters. And this long leg is going to be a root 3. That times square root of 3. 9 times root 3 meters. How about this one? Boom. Okay. Is this a, how do you know if it's a 30, 60, 90? It doesn't say, oh, it's isosceles. Isosceles right. So it's not that one. Nope. It's this one. Now you have to start looking, is it a 30, 60, 90 or is it a 45, 45, 90? This one has to be a 45, 45, 90. It's isosceles and it's right. So these angles have to be 45 degrees. So now we take this and orient it. So it's the same as that one. This side matches up with x root 2. 18 matches up with x root 2. And solve for x. Didn't we do this one already? 18. I thought we did that one already. Okay, we did right there. Oh, look at that, we did. It's right here, it's 9 root 2. Sweet. It's 9 root 2. Because we did it right here. Bada bing, bang, boom. Okay, there's a dog chasing a squirrel, I think, outside. Yeah, that means this is 9 root 2 meters. And that's also 9 root 2 meters. All right. Okay, only 25 more to go. Okay. Here we have, ooh, it's not just isosceles. This is equilateral. All 3 sides are the same length. That's 18. That's 18. Find the area. What? Wait a minute. So area of a triangle is equal to base times height divided by 2. Which doesn't matter which way you do this. Okay, we're going to say that right there is the altitude. Since this is not just a isosceles triangle, it's equilateral. These 2 sides are the same length. It's not just an altitude, it's also a median. It's an angle bisector. This point is going to be the midpoint of this side. So if the whole thing is 18, that's 9, and that's 9. 9 units and 9 units. If it's an equilateral triangle, that means that's 60 degrees, 60 degrees. If that's 90 and that's 60, that has to be 30. Oh, now we have what here it is right there. It's one of these triangles. It's a 30, 60, 90. So I'm going to take that part right there, just redraw it. So it's just a little more obvious. The only side we know, that's 9, that's 18. We need to find this length. According to this side is going to be a root 3. 9 times root 3. There we go. Look at that. 3 meters. So the base of the triangle is the entire base. That's 9. That's 9. The whole thing is 18. So 18 is the base. The height. The height. 9 root 3. And these are meters. So our answer is going to be meters. 2, 18 goes, 2 goes into that once, 2 goes into that 9 times. 9 times 9 is 81. Times root 3. And it's in meters. The area is 81 root 3 meters. Squared. Area is always in square units. There you go. Boom! You got it. Hasta la bye-byes.